All right, welcome back to Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Vinny.
I'm Dylan.
Today we're going to talk about Dr. Michael Burry, how he went on this Twitter rant about several things, and then went ahead and deleted his Twitter. Dylan has seen none of this stuff, so we're going to get original kind of first hot take content from him, see what he thinks about some of this stuff.
I don't know what any of this is. I don't have a Twitter. Still holding out. If you like Two Stupid Guys Trading Stocks, give us a like and subscribe. We're just two normal guys just kind of get through the market.
Yeah, love it.
Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks.
Well, this is the second time he's deleted his Twitter this year, so it's not entirely unusual for him, but there's definitely a flurry of activity before he did it.
Why doesn't he just not tweet instead of going through the hassle of deleting it?
I don't know. He said he feels compelled to do stuff. This is actually the last thing he had tweeted basically before he deleted his Twitter account, talking about class warfare in the United States between over taxation rates. What's up?
No, I'm reading it. I haven't read this.
Oh, yeah, this constant narrative that the rich don't pay their fair share, and Jeff Bezos is worth $200 billion, but only paid X amount of dollars in income taxes last year. It's funny. I don't want to get too much into this, but it's I dislike the idea of taxing wealth, because wealth is something I think you should encourage. I think you should tax consumption rather than income. Income and wealth are positives, I think, ultimately for society. The consumption, a certain degree of it is certainly positive, but I think, you get into excess, that's where you run into the
issues. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that California thing, that's definitely real. I have a buddy in California. They just pay way more taxes. And now so Tesla moved out, right?
Yeah.
They're outie. I think Oracle moved out.
HP.
There's a couple more. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely been an exodus over the last year or so of major corporations leaving the state of California.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was one of the things he talked about. AOC. You know who she is?
Yes.
Okay. But talking about how inflation hits the 5 months above 5%, and she's telling people not to work.
No, she didn't.
Well, not exactly.
Did she say don't? That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, the general premise here, and I agree with some of her underlying thought process, is that you certainly should know your worth and should what's what I want to say here, pursue activities that kind of value you in the way that you kind of feel to be determined there. But to simply say don't take these jobs is, I think, a little bit egregious. $16 an hour work at KFC, it's whatever.
Yeah, well, why can't you do both? Why can't you get a job to make money so you're not screwed and then look for another job?
Exactly.
There's very few jobs you sign a contract.
Yeah.
For length of time. I don't know. Why can't you just do both?
Exactly. Completely agreed. That $16 an hour KFC job, next thing you know, you can be using that to fund something you truly enjoy, or investing.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you just wait? No, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, this definitely shows a little bit of the hubris of Michael Burry, if you will, talking about how he spent a decade becoming a physician and leaving to do something else that he's pretty good at, and then now he seemingly thinks he knows everything.
Oh, yeah, because, all right, so background, he was neurology?
Yeah, he was a neurology resident at Stanford.
He was a neurology resident, and then he got really good at this, and then he just stopped doing... Which a neurology resident, that's a long residency. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's mentally taxing, certainly some understanding the brain is a really hard area. Interesting. I don't condone that level of the hubris. So this is definitely if you get this cocky and arrogant, you're going to be blindsided by stuff, you have to be so humble.
I think he's being ironic though, right?
Because he said
he's calling himself out, and then madly they start to think they know everything. He's literally, he's calling himself out for it. So
yeah, maybe. Okay. That's a good point. I took this at face value, but maybe his autism and my autism.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, you talked about this too. Like this is gonna lead to somewhere else, talking about how physicians and trained in neurology learn to do mental status exams, kind of diagnose dementia. And who do you think he's talking about here?
Where is this going, Vinny? I haven't seen that on Creed.
Oh yeah. No, he's actually not saying that Trump is demented. He's saying that Biden is clearly demented, and that the
I
mainstream media is
figured
covering
that.
for him. He talked about Trump basically being a combination of narcissistic personality disorder, operational defiant disorder, and OCD. Operation defiant disorder. Have you ever run into someone with that? It's interesting.
Yeah, no. That's like you literally don't feel bad for anything that you've it's very
Well,
complicated. This is
that's
a big
yeah.
huh?
That's now you're talking about psychopathy, like being a psychopath. ODD,
It-
like they can't do what they're supposed to. Like I remember meeting a gentleman with ODD that would literally wear his shirt inside out and backwards. Like it's very
Really?
uncomfortable. He's gonna have a tag digging into you in weird places. But like had to do it. Like he couldn't do it the normal way.
There's but don't they're not good with empathy. There's another part of that.
I mean, okay. I mean, they certainly could. Sociopath is also not really great with empathy, but they recognize that they're doing harm. Psychopath is completely like unaware that they're of other people's emotions.
When I was in my psych rotation, that it was really hard for someone to qualify under this.
Yeah,
It was not easy. There's a lot of things that had to, a lot of examples that they needed to
yeah,
go with that.
understood. And then he talked a little bit about Columbus Day, like basically, like
Are these on the same day?
no, this is over the last like 2 weeks.
Okay. Man,
Yeah.
this guy's all over the place. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, I mean, are you surprised by that, there, Dylan?
I mean, these are like left turn after left turn here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd even take all of them. There's a lot of other stuff talking. It was a lot more about like Trump and about like alternative kind of medical treatments for the pandemic there. I kind of stood away from that stuff for the most part, but I thought this one was kind of interesting, talking about there's this push towards like this what do you call it, Indigenous Peoples Day, and, kind of recognizing that a lot of the Americas were built upon like this foundation of like brutality. And basically his point here was that like even these societies that were brutalized also had brutalized to be created. Yeah, it is definitely a unfortunate fact that many of these things are perpetrated over the years, and that doesn't make any one of them right or wrong.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a take. That's
yeah,
a strong take.
yeah. And then
Oh
yeah,
man. Oh jeez. He's just trying to light fires. That's all that's all he's doing right now.
I kept thinking
Okay.
of you've ever seen that Steven Crowder guy?
Steven Crowder?
Yeah, he's like a comedian, like a right wing YouTuber, and he like does these things where I go to like a college campus, put up a sign that says like, there are only two genders, debate me. Like
I
that was
have seen. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I have seen that. Okay.
yeah. That's
I need
basically
to see
what
his face. I'm bad with names.
Michael Burry does with like is doing with Twitter here.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder. I'm not going to touch this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Like I said, there was a lot more, but I was just I don't know. I was kind of taken aback by like how. I mean, I've followed him for a while now, but like it's just all over the map, like constantly. Like, I mean, he seems like he'd be very emotionally taxing to be around for a long period of time.
I think if you disagree with a lot of his viewpoints, yes.
Yeah,
I think he's not one that gets compromised. Well,
yeah.
I've never met him, so like my word doesn't mean crap. Like I don't know.
Yeah, same. They're just people that are like always on and always thinking and like always challenging, and I get that impression that that is definitely him. Like the mental motor is constantly there. Whereas,
I
like,
mean, he's a smart dude. There's
yeah,
no
no,
taking that
I
away.
definitely appreciate it. Like, yeah, it's just interesting to see how varied, how many different things he has opinions on.
Yeah, that is kind of wild.
Yeah,
I'm nervous for the comment section.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I didn't really condone either direction on this sort of stuff, but like,
no, we didn't. We did not pick a direction for any of these tweets.
Yeah.
That be on there.
Amongst all this stuff was his like closing of it, like some stuff about Tesla and a lot of stuff about crypto, which we made separate videos out of.
Yes,
but
which we did take viewpoints.
Yeah, exactly. But I just kind of wanted to throw some of the other stuff out there, like to give you a little context about like what sort of stuff he was posting about prior to him deleting his Twitter account again.
Yeah, until 2 weeks from now when he then reopens Twitter and is no longer deleted. That's he's all over the place.
Yeah, possibly, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let us know. Well, let's see. We'll be moderating this content comment section here and see what happens.
Yeah, you guys have a good one.
See ya.